I'm going to be working on my transitions a bit. Maybe just something I want to talk about that I hope would maybe help you in your training is I want to get to the point where he listens. I just have to think about trotting or cantering or going up my gears. I just want to think about it and it happen, and I just want to think about slowing down or coming down the gears and it happens. And that's my end goal, that's what I'm looking for, so that's what I'm sort of trying to work on today. And if you can get them to that point, there's no better feeling, you know, than that rideable horse that, you know, I had that connection with Sanctos that you could just think about doing something and it just happens, you know. And that's a great feeling that you've got that connection and bond with your horse. Because they want to do what we're asking, you know. We just want to have it in a nice way that's comfortable for them and resulting in a happier horse. So if I'm going upwards in the transitions, I think what you've got to remember is there are more points to your leg than just your spur, you know. Your spur is your kind of last port of call, if you like, if everything else is, if they're not responding to everything else. You know, we've got this part of our leg, we've got our groin muscles, we can put our groin muscles on and them respond to that. After our groin muscles, we've still got all this part of our leg, our calf muscles. You know, we can close our leg. You hear people saying, close your leg. That's closing both legs. And what does a horse understand? A horse understands pressure to no pressure. So when you put pressure on, they respond to that, you know. And then once they've responded, then take your leg off. And then they should keep trotting or cantering or whatever movement you've asked them to do until you give them the next command. So that's their nice point where that's comfortable for them, because what they understand is pressure to no pressure. So when we put the pressure on, they move forward, we take the pressure off, so then it's nice for them. Again, with the downward transitions, we want to get to the point where we just sit tall with the body and then respond to that, you know. So if you do have to end up going to your contact in your hand, they feel the pressure, they slow down, then take the pressure off, that they understand, right, that's my point, that's where he wants me to be, that's nicest, comfortable point for me. So yeah, once you've got that part of your leg, you still have your heel, you can put your heel on, and then your last port of call is your spur. So I think my point is you've got lots of different parts of your leg that you can be putting on first before you go to your spur. Again, with the downward transitions, you know, you can tense your stomach muscles. They can feel that when you're trained them to that point. They can feel when you just tense your stomach muscles, and they feel it. You know, after that, that's a more discreet contact, if you like. After that, your body, sit tall with the body or sit back with the body. We can teach them to understand that, and hopefully they slow down. Failing that, you eventually go to your contact or to the pressure on the mouth, but it's like the last port of call, if you like. I want to get them to the point where I can just think about doing something and it happens. So I've rabbited on enough. I'll just do a couple of maybe what I would maybe work on with him today, for example. Boy. Good, so walking along, that's very comfortable for him, walking along. I want to get to the point where if I'm just doing a halt, walk, you know, I'm just walking along, body tall, not even went to my hand yet, and he's halted, you know. Now he should just stay there until I ask for the next command, you know. He will just stay there until I ask him to do something different, you know. So if I then want him to walk forward, I just think about walking. I'm going to close my groin muscles first, and if he responds to that, so he responded to that, I didn't even have to go to the next part of my leg, if you like, you know, just kind of put my groin muscles on, thought about it, put my groin muscles on, and he responded to that. As soon as he's walked forward, leave the leg off. You know, you don't want to get, it's very easy to get to the point with a lazy horse where you nag, leg, just to keep them walking or in whatever gait they're in. To keep them cantering, we're still leg, 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 just to keep them cantering. But then the horse then becomes numb to the leg, and then when we put our leg on, we don't get a reaction. So it's not a good, we've got to train them to be better. You know, and what I'm trying to envisage is people will say, oh, you know, when I take my leg off, the horse just comes back. Well then, 2 sharper commands with your leg to get the feeling of them moving off your leg, and then leave your leg off. And then the horse, you will teach the horse to then go in that gait, and he stays in that gait until you ask him for the next command. And if he does slow down off his own accord, a couple of stronger commands with your leg, get the feeling of him going off your leg, then leave your leg off again. And then you're teaching the horse where he should be, and he'll respond to that, you know. So, okay, I'm going to just think about trotting, close my groin muscles. I didn't even go to my legs. So that's all feeling good. And then again, he should just trot along until I ask something more. You know, he'll just stay in that rhythm, and you know, that's where I'm happy. Now, if I want him to trot more forward, with this part of my seat bones, if you like, or hips, if you like, I'm just going to start pushing them forward. I'm not going to use the rest of my leg. I'm just going to use that point and try and get him to lengthen his stride of trot just by what I'm doing there. Good. Good. And then again, if I want to come back to walk, shoulders tall, body back, and he comes to walk. So I've just kept the same contact. I've not pulled him in his mouth, so it's very, very comfortable for him, and they want to work with us. They want to get to that point. You know, that's what makes the horse such a beautiful animal to be working with. You know, where they want to listen to us and get to that point. You know. So again, think about trotting, and he trots. Think about cantering, and okay, maybe I've had to go a little bit more to the legs. So if that's what happens, then you come back, do that transition again. You know, sit tall, back to trot, and then think about my canter. I want to keep my contact. Want to sit down in the saddle, and didn't really put much leg on at all, and he cantered. So that's good, and that's the point I want to. That's the point I want to get to. Again, sit tall, and then back to trot. Okay, that transition could maybe be a little bit better, but you understand what I mean. And I would do the same on both reins. I'd do the exact same on the right rein. Try and make sure you're always doing the same on both reins. And yeah, that's what I'll work on today. And I might just only work on that, transitions in a circle, and improve our upward and downward transitions, and that partnership and that bond between us. That's kind of what I want to work on, so that it becomes a more softer, rideable connection between us, and it results in them being happier, and results in having a more responsive horse in the ring, and then our results become better in the ring. So just quick recap, just think about it. There's different parts to your leg than only your spur. Same with your downward transitions. There's different parts that you can use before you finally go to your contact, if you like. You know, don't just always use your hand, you know, think, right, body first, you know. Try and get them to listen to that command rather than just always hand, you know. And then they become, they prefer that, and it's a nicer connection with your horse. So that's a bit of my advice.